everyone, welcome back to the van build. This is episode 2. In the first one we covered rust treatment, which is all of this down here, cleaning, ripping out the plywood, and that's pretty much it really. And today we are going to tackle the problem of a interior door release because the Berlingo doesn't come with one, and I want to be able to get out from when I'm inside. So after a bit of research online, I've got myself a passenger side door locking mechanism. Apparently, and I hope it works, I can mount it on this. I have to mess around under here and take it out, manipulate it a little bit. So that's the first task for today. So the current locking mechanism needs to remove that. So I'm going to unscrew these, and there's also something in there I need to unscrew. Get the handle off, and then we can swap it around. I've just taken this off. I wish I could give you the names for them, but I haven't got a clue. And then basically we just hook this onto the current one, and then you mount that on this plate, and hopefully I won't break it. So let's start with taking the current locking system out. And 2, keep them safe. And I just unclipped the electrics from it. So this is the old one, the current one. This is the new one that I bought with the handle connected to it. So all I need to do is disconnect that, put that piece into it, put it all back together, and then this handle will go on the inside, and hopefully that will work. This little hammer thing goes back into that gap, and then around, and then you clip that like so. What am I doing here? Got this back in place, just need to put that screw in and put a piece of rubber in on there, put the barrel back in, put the handle on. That should do it, hopefully. This is in now. I'll just tuck that there for now. I'll get in. Hey! Right. Make sure the central locking still works on it. Yep. Lock. Open. It's alright, isn't it? I've got the sound deadening, the insulation, and the carpet. This is from, I got the bundle from Coombe Valley Campers. They gave me a free carpet as well to go in the van to help support the project, which I'm very, very grateful for. So, basically, we just need to crack on. Let's get going. I've already wiped it all down, not cleaned the floor yet, because I'm going to do the sides first. If bits fall down, then I might as well just do the floor last. I'm also going to avoid this door, because there's a window that needs to go in. I have got the window, it's upstairs, I just didn't bring it down with me, because I'm not doing that today. And I might put a window in there, so I'm going to leave that panel empty as well for now. I'm going to start by using these Deadening. So these are just going to stick on here like that, and I'm going to fill that panel in there. Nothing technical here, just a really simple cut and stick job. It got a little bit tough when I was going behind the cavities, but overall pretty straightforward. Right, I'm not too far off finishing today's work. Most of this is done, which sounds so much better. I wish I did a recording of how tinny it sounded before and how boomy it was. So this is miles better. I'm going to wipe down the floor, and then I'm going to masking tape where I'm going to fix the battens, which is going to be like the subfloor. So the plan is we'll just run some battens down here. That's then what I'm going to drill the floor into. So I want to do the sound deadening and insulation. Ideally I would have done the battens first, but I don't have them. I just want to get this part done. So as long as I'm masking tape where they're going to go, and I know that I'm not going to go over it, then we're good. Plus this is a good chance to kind of plan out where things are going. So I'll give it another quick wipe, get the tape down, then do some more sound deadening. So there's that one on. Let's get this in there. probably easier to just do it with my thumb, to be honest. There's little bits that I need to fill in here and there, but I'm not going to do it just yet. I'm going to wait until the wood's in. So we've done the sound and the insulation next. Let's do it. Well, I'm going to do it tomorrow. It's the next morning and I have just been doing a little bit of work on the bottom of this door, doing some rust treatment. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to get this thermal liner and I'm going to put it on the panels, behind these panels, the roof. I'm still a little unsure what I'm doing with this and where the wood's going to go, and doing bit by bit, and then I'm going to have to do some sketches and plan out what I'm actually doing so then I can carry on with the build. This process I'm probably not going to record. It's basically just the same as yesterday. I'm just cutting and sticking, and then I've got another product that's for the floor. Right, here we are. We've done one panel, two panel, which sounds so much better now as well with this in. I've come up with a little concept idea of what I'm going to do with the van, because I was struggling on where I was going to put the ply line in, how I was going to make shelves, and basically make the best use of such a small space. And essentially, instead of having one big plywood there, the same way on here, I have these latches, and that's how you put in a piece of wood and it stays there. That's what I'm going to do on here. So I've done the thermal lining around rather than just in the window. It's gone a bit wider, about an inch wider, as I can drill into here. So that's just within the frame. So I'll put a piece of wood over that, carpet all of the bare metal that's going to be here. I'm going to sound deaden underneath. I mean, that's kind of all I've got so far. Pockets in there. I'm going to put the wiring behind. Pocket there. That's pretty much it. So I'm just going to carry on, get the roof done, get inside of there done, and paint the rusted back door. We're building the battens for the back of the van to start building the subframe. We're going to put these, get them glued down, and once that's down we can fill in the rest of the insulation to the bottom and get a floor put in. We're in the middle of a heat wave right now. It's nearly 30 degrees, which is not fun because I hate the heat. Next process that we're doing now is removing these passenger seats, because I'm removing these seats because I want to get this bulkhead out, but the passenger seat belt is connected to it, which means I have to get rid of the seat, otherwise it's an MOT failure. To get rid of the seat, I have to take them both out, separate them, and put the passenger side back in. There's no electrics connected to them because this van is just a very basic spec. Eventually, I will get a proper passenger seat to put in there that's a bit comfier, maybe on a swivel seat. But for now, I'm going to take these out, get rid of the bulkhead, put the passenger side back in, and then I can finish the back side of the subfloor, because I can run straight across them rather than coming in and avoiding this part.
You need like one of those carpet cleaning things.
Ooh, we've had a bit of fun chopping up bits of the middle seat, so it's actually possible to keep it in and remain as an MOT pass. Basically, there was only 3 areas to bolt this seat back in. We are going to get a proper seat to put in, but this still does the job for now. Now on this time lapse you're seeing I'm putting in a Dodo superliner. It's a 6mm adhesive insulator and helps with the sound deadening as well. So this is just a second layer for the floor. I weren't particularly in a great mood, which is why I'm not talking to the camera, because I recently dropped and broke my actual camera, which I'll speak about later. As you can see behind me, I've got some cardboard templates, and these are going to be used to cut out the 3mm ply. I threw the original ones away because I just wasn't thinking, I didn't think I needed them. It only later occurred to me that I could have used those as templates, or could have even just cleaned them up and wrapped them in carpet from then. So anyway, I've got to make new ones. So I've done that. Now what I'm doing is I have the Dodo thermal fleece, and this is to fill in all the cavities. I'm going to put another layer on top of this, sealing. I've got the sound deadening, I've got the thermal liner, then I'm going to have the fleece on top. Then it's going to be plywood with carpet. So that should keep me plenty warm. Been doing some sketches, and I won't bore you with all the details. Those are for pockets that I'm going to make in, like down here for example. I want a big pocket in there. This is going to be a pocket. This is going to be a pocket. I've also rewired the lights here. The 12-volt socket to go behind the panels rather than over the top. Now I'm just going to get on to putting the fleece in. So we're getting there now. We're getting there. Let's get this on. So this is a 10-metre roll that I've got of this thermal fleece. It's actually made out of recycled plastic. It doesn't feel like it. It's really soft. It's not itchy like loft insulation. It comes with an adhesive spray. So I'll have to get some ventilation going in here. Get this stuck down. 10 metres, will it be enough? We'll see. Should be. Anyway, let's crack on. Just put that square along and do another little bit on top. Might as well, haven't I? Might as well. Just realised I've sprayed the wrong side. Yeah. I have to do it on that window. On. Down here you have some vents that, when you open the door, see that goes in there? As long as it doesn't get in the way, it's fine. Do the same on this side. Well, the fleece is in, so I'm going to call it a day there. I think it's looking pretty good now. Maybe could have done with a little bit more of it. I'm not sure if I've gone overkill on some areas, but it should do the job. That's going to conclude this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think we're making some pretty good progress now. And yeah, I'm excited to get the floor in, which is going to be the next episode. We're going to get the plywood panels cut out and put in place, and we might even do the carpeting. So stay tuned for that. I only have this camera at the moment, which is the Osmo Pocket 3. My camera is currently broke, which is not good. So I'm a little bit stuck at the moment. The only thing I've really got going is the van build. I'm waiting on a payout for the insurance. If they don't get back to me with a payout, then I'm snookered. So if you would like to support the channel, subscribing would help. If you feel like you want to help me get a new camera, I have prints available on my website, and any prints bought now, the profit will be into funding a new camera. But that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.